What are you doing? What is this podcast for?
Well, first of all, good question. I don't really have an answer to that.
Okay, cool. Just some.
Second of all, the significance to right here, right now, and why the three of us are together is because we are at the ASCC conference in Indianapolis, Indiana. It is Tuesday night. The show really starts tomorrow. We've had board meetings today. We have board meetings tomorrow, or golfing, whichever we prefer.
I think that the golfing is the better option.
I kind of agree with you, but I'm trying to fight it because I know, I want to support the groups, but at the same time, I want to go golfing. So
I feel like
I'm in a big struggle on this.
We'd be supporting the city if we went golfing while we were in Indianapolis. So
I don't think they would want me out there golfing.
we were on. Well, I was on.
Oh,
the way
I've
out
already
here
seen
this
you
morning.
top golf. That's not happening.
I was like halfway out here this morning, and I'm like, holy shit. I have my golf clubs in the back of my truck
There you go.
from the weekend, and the thought popped into my head that maybe we'd go golfing tomorrow because we don't really have a ton that we need to do in the morning.
I'm struggling to say no. I'm not struggling to say yes. I'm struggling to say no.
I'm struggling to say yes all the way.
No, I already know you're a yes.
Okay, all right.
I already got that part. I got that when you brought it up.
Yeah.
It's whether I can. Yeah.
All right.
It's
So
gonna
we're
be-
going golfing tomorrow.
It's going to be a morning decision on how I feel.
Oh shit! It's gonna be rough to get a tea time in the morning. I think
It's a Wednesday. What do we have to worry about? Everybody's working.
That's true.
we'll see. We'll see. That might make the decision in the morning as if whether we can even get a tea time or not.
I don't think we'll have an issue whatsoever.
Well, so
And
we're
if
go-
not
so,
that,
if,
so,
what's
so
the
we're
difference
going
between
golfing.
right now and tomorrow morning?
So we're going golfing. You're right. It's already. I don't know.
If not that, there's always Top Golf.
We're just going to say right
sure.
now I'm
would you
going
guys
golfing.
would you guys make fun of me if I walked into Top Golf with my own driver?
Negative.
No, not at all.
Okay. All right. What
As
about
long-
what about full bag?
As long as you
What
don't.
about
that
full
would
bag?
not bother me at all.
Okay. Which I wouldn't do. I'd go.
And I'm also not saying that I wouldn't borrow your clubs for that
Okay,
reason.
and that would be fine. I wouldn't do full bag. I'd do driver, 7-iron.
I don't know, man. I mean,
As long as you don't make fun of me when I start swinging.
Sure.
I think
No,
we're
I
good.
don't
the
make fun of
videos and the
anybody.
pictures I have of this man top golfing
With
Chris
the lightning.
are epic.
With the
Oh,
lightning?
you know what? I
The
think I
lightning was
remember
awesome.
that. I
You
think I remember
showed
that.
him.
My favorite one is when he tees off and he looks at it and he's standing there like this looking, he's going, I see it, and I'm like, it's still sitting right there the entire time. It has not moved at all.
You know what?
At all.
Third time's a charm.
So, okay, you guys want a driver? You want probably a 7-iron, a 9-iron, and then I'll bring maybe a hybrid or two.
Yeah.
So I might as well bring the whole damn bag.
You should
That's
just
the
take
point.
whole
Just bring the
bag.
whole bag.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Because there's an
I'll-
obstacle course, and
okay,
it really depends
all
on
right,
what you want
all
to
right,
hit.
I'll bring the whole bag.
It happens. It's
Plus,
all
my
good.
and
guy
then we can all
Alex-
share- we can
my
all
guy
share
Alex
clubs.
has some feud with Rick, so I think
About
he'll-
golf?
Yeah.
Oh,
Top golf
perfect.
specifically.
I think
Oh,
he'll-
yeah.
So we're going to Top Golf in the morning.
Well, you guys.
No,
can
I
do
was
it.
thinking golfing, then top golf.
Okay, even better. Even better.
We don't have to be here till 5 o'clock tomorrow.
Okay. Okay.
This is such a great advertisement for ASCC. This is exactly why we're here. It's not just because we have board meetings all day. It's because we get to hang out together.
Take the day off work and go golfing.
I mean, it's
And
all
network.
about networking.
It's all
We are
about
going to network
networking.
our butts off.
Heck yeah.
You
Okay.
know, I can't remember the last time we were all together. When was it?
Probably last year this
I
time.
don't even feel like I can hear my mic.
Um,
Can you
I-
guys hear my mic fine?
I mean, you
Yeah.
were a little bit better when you were leaning up, so maybe just
Are you sure?
bring.
Yeah, there
Okay.
you go.
There you go.
You're good.
So, the question: when
Oh.
was the last time? That would have been at the Decorative Expo.
That was in
The Decorative Expo?
February?
Yeah, yeah.
No.
This is the last time we went golfing?
No, we didn't go golfing, but that was the last time we were together.
The three of us?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
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 But no, you don't go golfing in Ohio in February. Well, I mean, I have, but it's rare. Very rare.
No.
Very
No, what you
rare.
get is a whiny ass Rick that can't stand the cold weather anymore because he's moved
Me
away
neither.
from there.
Once these things go numb, I don't golf. That's just not.
Isn't that what they make gloves for,
That's
though?
just not how. What's that?
Isn't that what they make gloves for?
Yeah, but you can't wear like those kind of gloves while you're swinging. So what I'll do is I'll grab a snowboarding mitt, put a hand warmer in it between shots.
Sure.
But if you got to do that,
No.
Do you really want to be out there at that
No,
point?
see, so the problem in Nashville is it's not how cold it gets, it's how wet it stays.
Sure.
It's too wet
That too.
to drive a golf cart out there in the winter. Yes, it's a little cold. There are moments where it's too cold, but for the most part, it's just so wet
Yep.
that you don't want to walk out on the green, on the grass to try to anything.
That makes
So,
sense.
either way, no golfing in Ohio in February.
Well, Texas is good
New
for
rule.
golfing.
Texas, different story.
Wait. The show is inside of that football hub.
It is.
That
It
is
is.
big enough to tee off inside of that.
We could.
We actually could golf inside of
I
that.
don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know
Yeah,
about that.
totally.
It'd be scary.
No,
if you pop a hole in
because
that building,
think about this. Think about
we're all
this.
in trouble. You know what
That
I mean?
thing is an 80-yard field. An
Yeah.
80-yard shot is incredibly short in golf. Like, that's a freaking lob wedge.
That's true. I hit
So
it for
you
like
have a pitching
106.
wedge and that's it.
But
Or
even
a
a
sand wedge.
pitching wedge could put that thing. It would be a great simulator.
Yeah,
thing,
that's
though.
true.
So if we had a simulator, and I don't know if you did something, then you won a prize.
You have a simulator where you're using a trowel as
That's
a.
right. It's a golf club.
Yeah,
Perfect.
where is your trowel?
Shit, I don't have my damn trowel. Dang it! I just realized.
We need to see it, man.
I know. I just
That's
realized. I don't.
You know what I mean?
That,
Like
looked-
you're
that
missing
looked terrible.
something.
That looked terrible. What I just did right there. That was.
right.
Edit that out.
We're gonna cut, and then delete.
For the record, everybody, we're again at ASCC. We just got here today, and this is how it is. Like, this is why you want to come here. This is why you want to
Exactly.
hang out with us. It is casual. It is learning the entire time. We have so much to do over the next couple of days. It's going to be great, but at the same time, we just got here. It all starts tomorrow, and this is what we're doing this evening. So apologize ahead of time. We're having a good time,
and-
which is the point.
I told these guys before we started that I want to get one more of these before we. So.
Yep.
Fresh one.
Yep.
Because we're about ready to start now that we've done.
So
This.
we've been playing.
Well, I understand.
So cheers to everybody.
But we were gonna start the real thing.
Love you guys. So glad we're here tonight. All right. So can't wait for golfing tomorrow now. This is going to be
That was
awesome.
good. That was good.
I'll try to add some of the golfing to this video for that reason if I remember.
Oh, I'm sure we'll get plenty of videos. I'm sure.
I have enough top golf with that guy right there anyway. So
Dallas
and Alex in the background
Cincinnati.
listening in and watching what we're doing.
Yeah, we had some good times.
All
But
right.
not Jeff, though. We got to get Jeff out there
Well,
with us.
like I said, we're top golf, whatever. I'm here. I got my clubs. I'll happy to share them at Top Golf, whatever we got to do.
All right, so the reason why we wanted to do this tonight is, of course, we've got lots to talk about with being at this show for the next couple of days and what this show means to us. And, you know, I've been a member for, close to 15 years now. I think it's 12 to 15 years. Decorative has been members longer than me, but you just started to get active over the last couple of years. Like you
Yeah,
know,
maybe
I don't know.
5, 6 years,
Yeah,
something like that.
you
And
finally started to get active.
As far as members, yeah, I don't even know. Even before I started working there. So we're talking
Yeah, which
17,
says a
18
lot
years.
about Decorative first and foremost because they've been an advocate for the industry. You guys know that with everything we see with what Decorative does in the industry anyway to this day, but it's been forever. It's been from day one almost.
Sure. Even Jason, even before Decorative, back in the Cornerstone Concrete days, he was actually pretty big. He would come to the conferences. He would do the demos.
That's actually a good
all
point.
that
He's
stuff.
probably been a member since he's
Yep.
been a contractor.
Yep, which
I didn't
is,
think about it that way.
I want to say like 01, 02. I don't know if he was a member
Oh.
back then or not, but even like maybe 05, 06, somewhere in that
Sure.
range. So a long time.
That's awesome.
For sure.
Well, we
for sure.
love our Decorative family from Dallas. You guys got some family for life down in Dallas.
Well,
Plexiglass.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Also, of course, we've been drinking. We have drinks in front of us. We're also jamming out the music while we're talking to each other, but you guys are not going to hear that. So I just want to say I'm enjoying the music in the background.
Yeah,
I
and
think it's
like
annoying,
it now.
Jeff.
I
But
know I like. At first, it was a little bit weird, but I like it now.
But I was trying to say,
like
like,
casual.
this is all
Yeah,
about
yeah.
having a party. We're at a bar right now.
Yeah.
Like, there's no
Yeah.
difference right now. These
Absolutely.
guys can't hear it. I could pipe it in, but then there's a good chance nobody can watch it if I pipe it in.
if you
so-
run out,
True.
you just go get another one. And
You do.
like, yeah,
You do. We
yeah.
can keep talking about you while you go to get that. No problem whatsoever.
I can't wait to hear what was said about me while I'm going. Which is part of the reason I grabbed a freshman before we started.
Right.
There's a really good chance that we're not
wanna
going to get through this before that's empty. So
I agree with you.
it could happen again.
So the interesting thing, the reason why Jeff and I wanted to do this in the first place was not only because we're at this event, but also because we're both judges for the DCC Awards.
Yes.
And
yes.
we have a lot of followers in the decorative world, of course. That's the whole point of both of our businesses. You know, and everything that we've done for the last 15, 20 years has all been devoted to decorative concrete in the first place. So on top of that, we are fortunate enough to be the judges for these DCC Awards for the last 2 years in a row now, right?
Yes, yes, and it's the whole thing is really cool. I mean, I know that you yourself have won. I don't even know. I'm not gonna.
16.
I wasn't gonna say that many, but
Yes.
but sure.
Yes.
So you've won a bunch of them. This is a really really cool thing. That
It is.
within the industry that a lot of people don't really actually know that much about, and it's. I don't know. To me, that's the coolest part of this conference. And if you don't know anything about this, it's get involved because it's just got to submit.
Right. It's not complicated.
No.
It's got a price point to it, but at the same time, look, I'm the first one to say, did I advertise that I got that many awards? No. But when I was in my sales calls and talking to a client and sitting there going, well, do you pick company A or company B? Well, company B has 16 awards. There's something to be said about that, and I'm very vocal about that in my interviews and all of my sales calls and everything like that. So there is a super positive to it, no matter how you look on every level that you want to explain that to. There's no doubt about that. And the great thing too is that when I was winning them, we almost considered them more to be like national awards. It was just the DCC awards. But we realized, no, people are entering from all over the world. Why is this not the DCC international
awards? Because
and they are.
That's a big change too, an international compared to national.
And it's not
awards.
because it wasn't when I was winning them. It's always been. We just never really thought that far and was like, oh, I didn't realize the entire world is watching. The entire world. And so all of your entries are going to be shown to the entire world because the world wants to know who's the best.
And there's really nothing else like that in this industry, as far as an award system like this. And so again, you won 16, like that's pretty incredible.
6 in 1 year.
6 in 1 year.
Wow.
Which
and then 10, I'm assuming, over the course of so many.
A couple years. No, I won like 3-4 a year. Like it was crazy. But there's a lot of companies that are involved. There's a lot, and the hard part about it is, there's awards for over 5,000 square feet and under 5,000 square feet. I only competed over 5,000 square feet a couple times. And when you get into over 5,000, you're talking about structural concrete. You're talking about mega, gigantic.
Theme parks, like
it's
all kinds
insane
of stuff.
In a good way, but it's overwhelming. And that was a struggle for me. But when I competed under 5,000, I had no issues because there's a lot of us out there. There's a lot of cool stuff going on, and it was more in my natural environment with those square foot. You're not talking about structural. You're not talking even really much more about vertical many a times. It's really just floors, environments. You know, there's a lot less, and in a good way because that's where you get more creative sometimes too. But it was crazy to see when you don't win, and you sit there and you're like, damn. Well, I won 6 in 1 year. Why did I not win this one this year, the next year after, and things like that? It's because when you see the competition, you're like, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. It's amazing to see what is going on in the world, not just here in the States.
Yeah, and again, there's something for everybody. There's large scale, there's small scale. Like I said, there's really nothing else like it. So, man, we absolutely love this whole thing. Big deal to us. Big deal.
The other reason why we brought Mr. Landover here into it is not just because he happens to be here, but because he is a new winner. Now, tomorrow night is the actual awards, but he already knows what he's won because he got that recognition or that acknowledgement. The two of us know what we voted for. So, you know, we decided it was really cool to have a previous winner, a new winner, a judge, you know, to kind of talk about all the different aspects of what it takes to enter these awards, the benefits of them, what, you know, like, do you think that's going to do anything for your company, for example?
At first I was real skeptical, just to be completely transparent, just because it is a big deal. It does matter, right? And in my eyes, it does matter. So looking at it from a perspective of a small business from Dallas, right? Just a small company trying to survive. It was like, is this really a place where epoxy guys can thrive? That's where I looked at it from a secure place, right? But stepping outside of that comfort zone, at first, it was kind of it was difficult, but ultimately, at the end of the day, yes, now I can say we are an international award winner for our work, for our workmanship, and as a business, that is, I don't want to use the word flex, but that it is a accolade that we can utilize to our potential clients, to custom home builders, to architects. They want to have somebody that has those types of accolades on their side to really build their own brand, right? They want to work with people that are doing things positive in this industry. It's not to say that they don't want to just work with anyone, but if you're, like, to your point, you have 16, you say, would you rather work with somebody that has no accomplishments, that's doing some amazing work, or somebody that's positively influencing the industry with 16 awards? Which one would you rather work with? So yes, ultimately it's a blessing. I appreciate the judges for taking their time to look through our through our work. And
for the record, the two of us talked for an hour deciding if we were going to vote for you or not.
Really? Well, I know you guys.
We're not allowed to actually talk about who we're going to vote for. That's not how it works.
I know you guys aren't the only ones that are viewing the people nominating their work.
Right.
It's a whole.
There's three of us. Yes.
Yeah, there is. And again, just so everybody understands, we don't talk about this. We don't. We all.
I disagree.
Judge,
Come on.
We all judge
that's bullshit.
on our own.
Come
I'm
on,
not
tell
saying
them.
we don't talk, but we don't.
Come on.
We don't influence each other.
No, we don't influence at all. But we do
influence.
discuss because we do care about the future of this industry too much. And so, no, I disagree. We do actually talk about it.
We do actually talk.
We don't.
But we don't.
We don't make decisions on our conversation
based
at all.
on our conversation.
There's not favoritism.
No.
It's not
There's no
selective.
favoritism.
Not and even
You're
a
not
little
gonna
bit.
just because I know you. I don't get that extra
No,
little 2
no,
points.
Not at all.
Not at all.
And we've even talked
And we do
about
talk
this.
about that.
I've even told Rick this, that, like, man, there's sometimes it's like you want to vote for somebody
Correct.
because
Correct.
he's your boy, but
Correct.
morally you've got to vote for the one that you
Correct.
actually think is better, and that's exactly how it's approached.
No, it's 100%.
Well,
but
and-
the thing is that we're so close, and I dragged him into this too. It's my fault.
Yes,
that he's also a
he
judge.
drugged me into everything that you see here. This podcast, the judging, ASCC, everything. He drugged me into all.
Yes.
Well, I will say this.
I take full credit for
Jeff, I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for Rick either.
Well, and that is a great thing. And that
So that's also about spreading the knowledge of our industry. I've met so many connections through ASCC that has really helped pivot us into a standpoint in our industry.
and not being afraid of. I can say it this way, although it doesn't matter. But don't be afraid of competition because we're not in the same town.
Correct.
So why can't we help each other out?
Correct.
Like, what's the issue?
And that's
No,
the great thing about ASCC. Even though it's fairly large, it's not. If you're here, there's probably no more than another person or two that's from your town that's going to be here the same, and so everybody can network.
Well, I mean,
The same way, but again, the whole thing about decorative concrete industry is that we don't, everybody's helping each other out. There
Absolutely.
isn't any "you're my competition." It's all looked at very, very,
it's
very well.
always been from a place of opportunity.
Yep.
How can we best serve our industry?
Absolutely, as
And-
opposed to how are we gonna
win?
for a
How
penny or
am I
two,
gonna
and-
win
yep.
over you? And
Nope.
yeah, 100%.
100%. And it's cool to how you talk about the awards. Is that this is the way that I always spin it up? Is like, is it worth it? And it's like nobody's going to call you up because you won an award, but if you have that in your portfolio and you're
Correct.
bidding against 3 or 4 other people, that's something that nobody else has.
Absolutely.
And so it is a big deal. It's a big deal. It's a big deal to us. And
Well,
it's
So I think it's always been a big. I mean, look, we all know how egotistical I am.
Oh, really?
There's no denying it. There's no hiding it. There's no just.
Bam!
Let's just
Right
talk
there.
about that alone for me, of like what these awards meant for me, because that means the industry was cared about what I did. They paid attention to what I did. It meant something to them, like it meant something to me, and I got that satisfaction of that not return on investment as much as that accolade of acknowledgement of like, yeah, you're right. That was an awesome project. And yours was. There was no question about that, and that's why I told you to enter it for the record to everybody listening. I'm also the influencer that made him enter that one too, knowing what he was getting into. So, and I knew how it would come out. Now, there's one issue to this conversation that Jeff and I need to talk about, and it's going to get ugly because we don't agree on this at all. 100%. As my phone is going crazy because my family is texting with each other right now.
Yeah, now this is where it gets juicy. So I'm curious to see.
But actually, this has to do with you. To be honest with you, as crazy as this is, the reason why we looked at each other and was like, "Yeah, you should join us," is because our controversy has to do with your entry.
Really?
100%.
Okay.
Not you yourself, but the category you entered.
Correct.
Okay.
And no shit, no joke. I'm not fucking with you.
Okay.
I'm 100% serious that we had a debate and we disagreed on your category, not your entry itself.
Not your. I think we both agreed on that one as far as where it ranked
But the
at.
point is that category is questionable because
Kind of.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
I don't know that it's that questionable.
I completely disagree.
I don't. All right, go ahead.
it's resinous flooring coatings. So one of the other
Resinous
entries,
flooring coatings. Let's just
resinous,
throw that up top.
which
Resinous flooring.
resinous
coating.
means-
flooring. You're coating a floor.
with epoxies, color.
Correct.
Something resinous.
It could be metallic. It could not be. It doesn't have to be. It
Doesn't
could be
have to
solid
be.
color.
Yeah.
But it's something resinous.
Sure.
All right.
There's an aspect of the floor that is resinous.
But
Sure.
it was polished resinous terrazzo.
Which
What?
is, by definition,
Resinous. Because it's epoxy and aggregate. It's not cement and aggregate. And I was like, no, that's a polished floor. And he was, at first, we were kind of in agreement for a second.
as in yes,
we
it
had
is-
to think about it for a second. Like
it is
we
polished.
we didn't have one conversation about this. We had two conversations about this.
at least.
At least. Like we had to go round and round about it. And at the end of it, he had already voted before I still was like, I'm on the fence about whether this is really right. And it's not that the work was phenomenal. Like for the record, the work was phenomenal.
Thank you.
Not yours.
Well, it was too.
Yeah,
The other person.
Thank you.
I don't think. Yeah, it was too. But
That we're not talking about yours. We're talking about your category.
Okay.
Okay? We're using this as an example. Like, again, don't take this the wrong way. These entries were epic, every one of them.
Sure.
And this person or this company still did win something, I'm sure.
I believe so.
I don't know the
I
rest of the
believe so.
story because we don't know everything except for the people that got back to us and said thank you
Right,
and
I
told us
don't-
what they
I
got.
don't even know who-
We don't know the
No,
winners
yeah,
right now.
yeah,
We don't know the WOW
yeah.
award. We know nothing.
Yep.
We really don't. But we assume because
We
they
know where
entered
we
multiple
voted.
ones to another point to that too. But it was an interesting dialogue between the two of us because you have polished resinous floor and then you have polished floors. And the argument is it all polish or is it polished cementitious floors and polished resinous floors? And is that in competition with metallic resinous floors?
Sure.
You see my point? Like, that's a lot to take on.
So what does the category say? What is the
Resinous flooring
the category says resinous flooring.
Okay.
under
And
5,000 square feet. That's all it says.
In my opinion, whether it's polished or whether it's not, it is a resinous flooring system, no matter what. And in my opinion, that counts in that category because it is a resinous flooring system. Now, this is where things get really deep or off the deep end. What about the opposite of that, and they call it polished concrete. And this is where I diverge and say that a resinous floor that was polished is not polished concrete.
See, I disagree.
Because that's not polished concrete. That's
But-
polished resinous flooring.
Okay, so hold on a
That's not
second.
Polished concrete.
Okay, so hold on a second.
That's a little deep. That's a little deep.
So hold on a second. Is terrazzo in its own right polished concrete?
It would depend on on the cementitious
say
level.
It's not,
It would
'cause it's
depend-
cement, it's
it
not
would
concrete.
Depend on the cementitious level.
All
but-
terrazzo is its own category is the point.
Correct. And you're right. Polished concrete is polished concrete.
Concrete, not
Concrete.
cementitious
Correct.
resinous
Correct.
flooring.
Correct. So that's why I say a terrazzo floor does not apply to polished concrete, but it does apply.
But you did say
to
it did
resin.
with the cementitious version
Correct.
in our conversation. That's where you drew the line at that moment.
It's got
right or wrong.
It's got to be cementitious.
And again, we're not saying any of us are right. This is just what we had to go
Right.
through
To
to
make
make
a
these
final
decisions
decision.
because polished concrete. What is concrete?
it's a conglomerate.
Of
Concrete, Portland
No.
cement,
cement.
rock,
Sand.
sand, and water.
Sure.
Well, it would be at its most basic level: cement, aggregate, and water.
yes.
In a
There's still sand in there too.
Well, that would be an
That'd be
aggregate. That would be an
aggregate, yeah.
aggregate. It would be a small aggregate, but that's technically an aggregate. So it would be cement, aggregate,
So the
Water.
reason why you're saying that is because overlay is
cement,
Portland cement, sand,
aggregate, which would be
and
aggregate.
that's why I said it that way. I knew you were going with
and
it.
water.
Yeah,
What about a resinous coating?
it doesn't have any of that.
Well, it does. It
There's
It has the rocks.
It
There's
could
some
have
that does.
cement and it could have aggregate, but there's no water, so it's not concrete.
I'm not saying it's concrete. I'm saying it's not resinous either. I think
It
that
is
it's
resinous.
I don't think it is.
It is resinous.
I-
It is resinous.
I don't see it. Yeah, because it's polished. You
Which
can't
one-
polish a
which
metallic
system
floor,
are
for
you
example.
talking about?
I would be
So-
talking about a cementitious urethane,
So urethane. Okay.
or just simply epoxy plus rock
Well,
aggregate,
so
if you
you're-
will.
so you're
that- that's
meaning like a
polished.
rub-
Well, I mean, all overlay is to our point still a conglomerate.
Sure.
It
but I
technically
mean,
still is.
I'm just trying to figure where his mind is.
Yeah,
on
it's just
what
that the
system.
aggregate is
My
not
mind is
as
that
big.
if it is resinous based, as in it's epoxy, part A, part B, needs a reaction with each other, that's not concrete, that's resinous.
But you
if
don't
it's-
polish that normally.
Yes, you do.
When?
You can polish that
Only in a terrazzo setting.
in a terrazzo setting.
but that's an exception to the rules.
But it's still resinous.
Man,
If it's going to be considered concrete, it needs
Okay,
to,
so-
it needs to be cement, aggregate, and water because that's what concrete
okay, so
is.
here's my other question to you then. Okay, this entry, which of course, we're going to have to show eventually because we're talking
Of
so much
course,
about it. And
of course.
again, incredible work. We are not saying
No, this has nothing to do with
we
that.
wouldn't have this conversation if it was okay work. This was exceptional. It was over the top. It was incredibly well done. There is no negative to this conversation at all. It is clarification on what it takes to be a judge for these awards. It really all it is.
And so if
we
you-
did clarify,
Yes.
like we went round and round about clarifying what it meant to judge these things.
And this is
it
the
wasn't
point.
easy.
If you're going to enter something into polished concrete that's not polished concrete,
Okay, so they entered in both. Did you vote for them in the polish?
not in polished concrete, but
You
in
did not.
But in resinous coatings, yes.
And see, I did the opposite.
Because in my mind, it is a resinous coating, but it's not polished concrete.
But to me, it's terrazzo, so it's polished concrete.
But it's not concrete.
I know.
But it
I'm
is
not arguing
polished,
that
though.
point. I
It's
agree with you.
polished,
But it's polished.
But it's not concrete, though.
But it's polished.
But it's not. That's not the.
But
that's-
the
that's
terminology
not
is
the
polished
terminology.
concrete.
You have,
It's
you have
polished concrete.
self-leveler that has polymer that's polishable,
But it also has cement, aggregate, and water.
but it has a.
It's
has
got
a
polymer, but
adhes-
it also has
adhesion.
water, and it has
Which-
cement, and it has aggregate. So that
which
that would be
polymer
concrete.
makes it a resinous flooring if you want to
Not
get technical.
necessarily.
Technically, right?
Yeah, maybe, but it's still concrete. But it's still concrete.
Well, there's still rock and the resinous flooring, so
But-
why is it not concrete?
But there's no.
It's
cement.
still a conglomerate.
There's no cement and water.
There's still a
That's-
conglomerate. It doesn't have
All
to have
you
water. It's still a
concrete guys
conglomerate.
out there,
Hold on,
you
I
know
gotta-
what the heck I'm talking about.
I got
If
a
it's-
question. So
Okay.
if you have a water-based urethane that's going in with a cementitious product, and I don't know
Woo,
which
getting,
one.
woo,
but
really
now
good.
now you want to get
Now
technical.
we're getting crazy. Now
So
we're getting crazy. I don't know of anything like that.
You have-
I don't know of anything like that.
I'm just saying.
but
you know,
technically,
what
there
would
is
that be?
there. If there's actual cement and there's aggregate and there's water, then by definition that would be concrete.
But technically, it's a water-based.
Actually, the water is only in the polymer, though.
yeah, but
Yeah, but there's still water. If it's a urethane, there's water in the urethane. It's
Okay,
separate
so if
from the
it's
polymer.
5% water, it's still cement
Boy,
to you.
we're really
still
getting
concrete
into the
to you.
weeds. We're
No,
really,
I'm just
we're-
curious.
Well, that was the
because-
whole point of this. Like, why not get into the weeds?
I just want to.
What, you think they have something else better to listen to
Well,
right now?
If they're still watching right now, they obviously have nothing better to do. So, yes, absolutely. I don't
Let's
know.
bring it back. Then. Let's bring it back.
Come on.
I didn't mean to
I
jump
don't-
off the way
I don't
deep in,
know
but I
that
just
Yeah,
like
you did.
5% water, we're getting really crazy. My point is, if it's an epoxy,
sure.
whether it's a water-based epoxy or whether it's a
Okay, we're not. No, it's not water based. We're not even
okay,
going to go there.
Perfect.
Yeah, we're not going to get into that
It is
semantic.
a part B, or
Part A,
sorry,
part B.
Part A, part B. We need to mix them together. We need to start a reaction. That is very different than the reaction that happens
I mean-
when water meets cement and we have something called hydration. And then when that happens and we also have aggregate involved that can add strength to the mix, we have what you call concrete. And whether it's this thick or whether it's this thick, it's still concrete. If we didn't have that chemical reaction, it's no longer concrete. It's now resinous. So that's why I say that is resinous coating, whether it's polished or whether it's not. It's a resinous coating, but it's not polished concrete.
In your definition, I would almost have to add overlay to your definition on that.
That would be concrete. That would be concrete.
No, I would say the opposite way.
No, because it's cement. It's
but it
water,
is
and
a
it's
reaction.
with the cement and the water.
But
With the cement and the water.
some
That's
of it doesn't have
called
water. I can
hydration.
show you ones that don't.
But
like,
if it's a specialized polymer that you add to
Okay,
your,
so let
to
me
your
ask you
powder,
it this way.
there's water in that
Okay.
polymer. Even though there's
There
polymer
is
there,
water in the
which
polymer.
allows the coating to perform this thick as opposed to
you're
this
pushing.
thick. That's
You're
what
pushing.
polymer's for. It allows
I understand,
the
but
coating.
you're pushing.
It's still
But here's another way to
concrete.
look at it too. Like,
It's not resinous.
and
resinous a resinous coating is not something that's mined out of the earth like aggregate and cement. It's something that's a byproduct of another industry.
the rock that is in it is.
But the rock doesn't make it hard. The rock is just something that's part of the mix.
You need the conglomerate. It
I
is a
don't know.
conglomerate
I
still.
don't know because if you add the rock to epoxy, I mean you have a stronger tensile strength.
It gets
on
harder. It
So-
just like concrete gets harder, because you can have hydration with just cement and water, but without the aggregate, it's not going to be hard enough.
Sure.
And that's where you get concrete.
Okay,
But
so one thing I'm not disagreeing with you on, like 100% we're on the same page about. I am not trying to say that because epoxy is a liquid, it constitutes talking about a conglomerate because it's a liquid. It is epoxy. I'm not even going to try to like play
it's
that game.
resinous. It's not
It is
cementitious.
100%.
It's
Like I'm
resinous.
not arguing that, but I still don't believe because they polished it. I don't consider it a resinous flooring.
But
I
it's
still consider it a
resinous-
polished.
It's still resinous flooring, whether it was polished or not. Just like concrete is concrete.
I do-
Whether you polish it or not, it's still concrete. It doesn't matter.
It's killing
That's
me.
the finish. It's not the material. That's the
It's
finish.
killing me.
So if you just have a category called concrete, then polished would apply. Stamped concrete would apply. Broom finished concrete would apply. Smooth finished concrete would apply. If that was the category, just concrete, all of those things would apply. So if the category is resinous coatings, then whether it's metallic epoxy, whether it's a chip broadcast, whether it's a solid color, whether it's polished, it's all resinous coatings.
And see, this is the struggles of the judges, and that's why I don't envy you guys at all. But ultimately, we are.
And
very-
also how serious we take our job. Like
No,
this
absolutely.
is a
And
real
this is how
conversation
I
that we
hang
had.
on technicalities, because that's all
Yeah.
I can. That's all we have.
Yeah, like
is
we
technicalities.
need to make it clear that this is why we called each other, because we both had at first you agreed with me, and then after you went back and thought about it, You disagreed with me, which
Sure,
is fine.
I do a lot of stuff.
I'm not
after I
saying
go
that
back and
bad. I'm
think
not saying that
about
in a bad
things.
way. I'm just saying that that's how much we talked about our judging to make sure that we were making the right choices. It wasn't whether we agreed or disagreed on which one should win. It was the definition of what we were judging on.
Sure.
And it takes a lot to it's more than you realize. That's all I can say. Like it's not as easy as it sounds, because
I can only
everybody's
imagine.
relying on our decisions, and we have to sit there and go, well, is it not even just the right decision, but is it the right category on a
The
few
right
jobs? And
category,
we've had a few where we'd be like, man, if you move this over to this category,
Yep.
you would kill it.
You would have won, or we say, like, if you would have won like 4, you would have won every one.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, I mean, are we basing this on the photos? Are we basing this on the concept? Are we basing this on the design? And this is where, to me, I base everything on the photo, on the end product.
Okay, so wait, before you finish that point, to clarify, we get multiple photos of these projects, and we get a clarification statement that tells us the story of this project, the positives, the negatives, the obstacles, the complications, sometimes there's no complications. Like with some of mine, it was like this was
Sure.
a cakewalk. That's not the point. It was what I was doing. Or sometimes it was like, oh, I had to do this in the evening, and I had to do this late hours,
Or
and I
the
had to do it
wintertime, or
with, I had these.
Or we
knows?
had to cut through a bunch of adhesive and self-leveler.
There's always a story, and that's what we want to hear. We want to hear the story.
Sure.
So, again, it's not just the photo. Like, I try to judge off the photo first in the first place, but then you read the clarification statement and you go, oh, I see why you entered this. And it might take you to another level, or go, okay, yeah, no, I was right, or I looked at it the right way, but it does explain to you the concept, the delivery, the how we got to that point, what it took to do that,
Yeah, right.
Because none of these are a joke. Like, no matter what, all the entries were
Oh, for sure.
off the top, amazing entries. We're not going to sit here and go, oh man, can you believe that one entry? Like, why the fuck would they enter? No. There's not a single moment that it was like, I can't believe they entered this crap. No, everything was exceptional.
That's awesome.
And it makes it harder to make these decisions because of it.
Right.
Not
and-
just because we happen to know this guy sitting over here.
Right, and again, usually in the beginning, it's the visual aspect of it, and then when you struggle between 1 or 2 or 3, you have to start going back and looking at the
Right.
story. And
I do the
everything,
same thing.
and-
I do the
and-
same thing.
and everything else.
I look at the visual first, and
Yep.
I go, either this is blowing my mind and I want to know more, or whatever. I'll go on to the next one.
Well, I
But
can-
ultimately, if you want your best chance of winning, submit really good photos. Take as many
Yeah.
photos as you can, because
Yeah.
the worst thing, because there's a lot of times I look at it and I'm like, man, honestly, if there was another photo from another angle, like, that could change everything on this project.
It's-
But they only submitted 2, and I
That
don't
was
have
big.
I don't have another image. So it's like, man, if you want your best chance, take the best photos you can,
Hire
as
a
many as you
photographer.
can.
It's
whatever
worth
you got, because ultimately this whole thing is visual. Decorative concrete in general, the definition of it is that it is a visual thing.
And I can tell you from a contestant point of view, I had entered ones that was like, well, this is the best I had. I never hired someone to come photograph, but this is a great project. And I sent it in, and I still didn't win because of that
it
point.
wasn't,
I
you,
think
you didn't have the best
it
photo.
could be who I was competing against. It
Right.
could be my timing, or it could have been because I didn't give you good enough images to understand the magnitude of what I envisioned on this project.
Well, and even as a contractor, speaking from a contractor standpoint, you look at the work that you do every day, right? And to you, it's like, man, we could do this today. We could do it tomorrow. I could do it the next week.
Right.
Right. This is something that we love. We're passionate about, but all it is to us is a story of where we've been, where we're going, and what we're trying to do. Right. So our past work and everything we've done up until now is more or less just I want to say it's a stepping stone to get us to where we want to be, right?
Yeah.
So when you look at it like that, I mean, yes, we take photos of our work. Yes, we take pictures and videos, and social media nowadays is so prevalent. So we want to put our best foot forward, if you will. But in complete transparency, I mean, I don't have a professional photographer that follows behind me everywhere that we go,
and I get it.
And we saw that in the entry.
But you could. But you could. I mean, if you were really proud of a project, you could get something. Okay. But the other thing is these things right here are like pretty dang good cameras these days.
Yeah,
like really dang good.
But
cameras.
You got to know how to take
pictures. You want to take pictures.
Depending on how you submit them too.
And how you submit them.
Depending on where you pull them from, they become distorted.
Don't pull them from anywhere. Take them straight from a file. If you can't do it from your phone, drag it onto like a drive. Get it to your desktop. Get it in the biggest possible version you can, and submit it through email or Dropbox.
This is my personal suggestion to the people that want to enter in the future. If you can't afford a photographer, afford a class on how to take photos.
Yes, and that could be a free
because
YouTube
your
video.
camera's going to do it. Like to his point, your phone is fine. There's nothing wrong with your phone. It is understanding angles, understanding points of view, understanding why, everything about it, and it doesn't take much to do that. That's not an expensive class. It's not you don't have to go back to college for it. You could take a couple weeks, I'm sure, but to learn how to look at composition and learn how to look at lighting.
Start on YouTube. You could get it for free.
I disagree. I think you should take a class.
There's some, though.
I'm one of those people that's like, screw YouTube, take a class.
No, YouTube.
I'm the educator. He's not.
We all love YouTube. He's the one. Decorative TV on YouTube.
Are you going to do an episode based on taking photos?
We have a couple episodes based on that. I didn't do them. Somebody more talented than me did. You should send it
to us. We need to see
Well, then we got to add those links to this conversation then.
Because
that's my point.
And they talk about very basic things. Lighting, composition. All the things that you just mentioned. maybe a little bit of staging.
Right. Absolutely.
So, at any rate, these are all things.
Don't leave your 18-inch roller tray sitting in the middle of the photo with your roller still on it.
We go way.
Did I do that?
We go way above and beyond that. All right.
Oh man.
All right. I'm going to give you guys a suggestion that just trumps everything he just said.
It's like, oh yeah, wait, that's terrible.
Don't take the photo when you seal the job. Take it 3 months later when the landscaping's done and all that stuff is already all done.
That's true.
Right.
I'm honestly
100%.
shocked because I come from a stamped concrete background. I mean that's where I come from, a stamped concrete, and I'm shocked every year at the lack of there should be hundreds of entries.
To your point, one of the entries that I did not win, and I was like, fuck, like really, this was awesome. Was because the water was still brown in the pool.
You were still washing it. It wasn't even sealed yet.
No, it was sealed, but it wasn't seasoned yet. Like they weren't. Yeah. They hadn't cleaned the pool. So made it look beautiful.
So don't take the picture that day. Take the picture 2 months after that.
I don't go back to my projects.
Yeah, but as a contractor,
how serious are you about winning an event like that?
I agree.
I agree. How serious are you about actually
Which is why I say that's why I lost. I know that's why I didn't win that.
This whole business is based on visuals.
Because my photos suck.
Yes, and you've got to go back and do that later. That's the biggest thing. We do tons of work at Decocrete with Photoshop of people that send us photos that we want to make them look as good as we can to highlight the contractor. And so, of course, we are really good at putting in fake grass and all kinds of stuff.
We're gonna cut that one out so that way they don't hear that. We're not giving y'all trade secrets now. We're just we're a group of friends being together for a round. No, in all seriousness, I think that from a contractor standpoint, from a small business standpoint, like it is important to get the best view of your work, right? Yes. That's what sells, right?
Here's another thing about that same point too. A lot of people I talk to are like, oh man, I don't have a chance of winning. I had the conversation with you. Enter anyway. You don't know until you enter. You have no idea if you have a chance if you don't try. And you entered and you won. It's as simple as that.
Can I be transparent with everyone that watches this?
Go ahead.
So the reason why I didn't want to enter, and you, I don't know if I told you this, but you definitely know, is because I didn't want to live in the past. I want to do something today that sets the tone for who we are and what we're doing. I don't want to live in...
Well, then why are you slacking off? Let's go.
I'm ready, man. We're running. We're building
That's
right
your
now.
problem, not ours.
We're building it. Just trust and believe. Trust and believe that the
Okay.
epoxy guys we have something in the works right now that we're going to be entering it into 2026.
Okay, so the opposite of your conversation is people like me, who was in the industry for 7 years before I found out there was an industry, and knew that there was a competition, and I was entering stuff right away of my coolest, funnest, best, favorite projects.
Sure.
Because I didn't know it existed. So you are fortunate to know it existed and still didn't enter and thought it was a thing of the past. To me, it was like, well, I finally found out that I could show off.
Yeah.
So there's a difference there. And that's the other point to it is you may have projects from 5-10 years ago that you're like, man, that was one of the best projects I've ever done in my life. You can enter it. You don't have to enter this year's projects. It can be 10 years old, 20 years old. As long as you got a story and you got good pictures, it does not matter.
We're basing these nominations and this entries on decorative concrete. It doesn't have a time, right? There's no time limit to decorative concrete.
No.
We found out today that Coalfield, he did that, that stamped, what was it, vertical concrete 25 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's still standing today. It
Right.
looks beautiful, right?
Right.
So there's no time limit to your entry, but that's what my concern was, is I didn't want to live in the past. I want to live in right now. And
Yeah, but I wouldn't be too worried about that. Like
I wouldn't.
I would not be worried
It's
about
one
you.
project. It's not like you entered
It's
10
one
projects
project.
from
It's
the
not
past.
like you've been living off that for 10 years. Like
Correct.
that's a whole different story. And it's funny you say that about that. There's no time limit on this stuff. This is part of my favorite thing about creating things with decorative concrete is thinking about the fact that 50, 75, 100 years from now, somebody's uncovering something that you made and finds it and is like, wow,
Yeah.
look at this. Or just maybe walking past somewhere and
All
saying,
right, so
"Look
wait,
at
hold
this."
on.
That, to me, is my favorite part of what we do.
I agree with you, and at the same time, I'm living through it. So, one of my most famous projects of all time is covered in linoleum right now.
And I know exactly which one you're
And
I
I'm
know that
just
one you're talking
dying to
about.
find out how long it takes for
Yeah.
someone to find out what's underneath
and
it,
it's like, look at this.
and wanting to
Look
know the
what was under
history
here.
of what happened.
Who the heck did this?
Right. It's killing me because it's shocking that within 6-7 years it's gone and it's underneath there. It's not gone,
But it's still there.
It's just hidden.
It's still there. It's
And when they
waiting
rip
to
it
be
up someday, they're
uncovered.
going to be like, "What
the hell?"
And they're going to know what the story was behind it all.
And that, man, that to me, that's the greatest. That's pure gold. Right
But
there.
it's torture right now when you get to
Well,
go
I
there
get
and
it.
see
I,
it gone.
I get it. But even those that aren't torture at the moment, it's just thinking about this down the road.
Yeah.
I love walking down wherever it might be and looking at old concrete, and you look at it and you know that it's 50 or 60 years old, but you can still recognize the craftsmanship and thinking that somebody created this with their hands.
I have a feeling that
60
that's not
years from
happening
now-
with 1L.
Whole different conversation. Currently, that's still the case. Currently.
50 years from now, all the concrete.
Whew, that's crazy to think about because there's concrete that's been around for thousands and thousands and
Yep.
thousands of years. And think
Yep.
about the ancient Roman Empire
Yep.
and all those things that
Yep.
a lot of that concrete is still standing. How cool
Yep.
is that? That it's been there for that long. And, you can still go
And
look
it
at
goes back to the same conversation that he's experienced with me that you have not yet, which is going to an art museum with me because that's exactly the conversation I
it's a
have.
Different world, but
time out.
different world, but same thing.
You've never been to
No,
an art
he's
museum?
never been.
Not a real art museum. We went to like that little half-assed thing in Nashville that.
The Parthenon?
Yes.
Okay, no, you have.
Yeah.
No,
We
then
went
you've
to the
had-
one in Cincinnati.
Then
my
you've
first
had.
time meeting
No, he
you.
didn't go.
I wasn't. He
didn't go.
I didn't make the art trip. No.
He wasn't even there yet.
I had to work. I was grinding floors that day.
Was it
I
that
had
day
to
or the
work.
next day?
Well, either way, I was grinding floors. I was working.
I was there with
While
you.
That's what
these
he
guys are
says.
out-
That's
yeah.
what he
Don't throw that against me. I was there grinding those floors with you every single class.
That one was actually a pain in the ass. That
Yeah.
time. Yeah, that one actually was.
So is this one gonna mean in Cincinnati
it's the same
again?
thing. It's the same coating.
It's
We gotta-
always-
It's the same. Yeah. It's either way. The Parthenon thing was cool though. I like that.
I'll just say this. I'll say this. As a person from the outside that, has come into some rooms that didn't think that we belonged in. You guys in this organization have embraced us with open arms. You made us feel like we're at home. I would recommend it to really anyone that's wanting to learn more about what this industry has to offer for, contractors, for small businesses. Position your business, position yourself into a place to where you can succeed, and surround yourself with people that are here to help you do that.
Positive.
Yes.
Positive influence.
So.
No, and that's what you find here at things like
100%.
this, the ASCC annual conference, the World of Concrete, the Decorative Concrete Expo. I mean, all of these things are just places you can go to.
We almost wish we had more conventions, conferences,
Sure.
expos
Give
for
us,
that
give
reason.
Us a little bit.
But at the same time, we at least have ASCC, like you said, World of Concrete, and the Decocrete show, which is not the Decocrete show, it's the Decorative Concrete Expo.
Yeah.
But we all want to say it's the Decocrete show.
We understand. We talk about this all the time. It doesn't matter how hard we try. It's always going to be called the Decocrete Expo. So
but you're right.
That's
but you're
fine.
right, because all of these are extreme positive learning
systems.
systems. Yeah, you're right.
If that's what it is, then that's what it is.
Well, and another thing to that too is, so I've talked about this many a times as a member of ASCC. I've done it all. I've gone to World of Concrete and done demonstrations in front of 70,000 people. I've gone to Concrete Decor and done demonstrations in front of 2,000 people. I've gone to Decocrete and done demonstrations in front of 2,000 people. You come to ASCC and it's like 200 people, but it's the biggest names, the most influential people, the cream of the crop. You have no idea what you can get out of it if you don't hang out and talk to people and network your butt off, because they're the best of the best of the best of the best are here talking about the future of our industry. And you can't find that anywhere else, no matter what other event you try to go to. Yes, we all go to World of Concrete. Yes, we all have meetings there, but it's over the top and it's incredibly hard to get together because we're all over Vegas.
ASCC makes it personal.
You come here and yes, it's very personal. It's very intimate. You have the time to spend with the people that you need to get the knowledge you need out of them to go home and do better.
Absolutely. 100%.
For sure. For sure.
And then you have us, scapegoats that are judging your entries, and the win or lose, it's all of our fault.
And again, we do take that very seriously. And we put a lot of time into that. Man, the more people we can get to submit to that, the better off the whole thing is. And I mean, we would love to have
I could tell
8 judges because there were so many submissions. That would be great.
I could tell you right now, a lot of people don't know about these, opportunities that are presented, and see that's part of the problem. So I think social media committee has their plate full with getting the word out, if you will. But I mean, myself, I can't speak for anyone else. I didn't know the first thing about this organization 2 years ago. I mean, I had no idea that this was...
And how did you find out about that?
My good friend right here.
Drug me into it.
Yeah.
Drug me right into it.
I'll tell you a quick funny
You're all
story.
going to learn. It's always my fault.
So, I'll tell you a quick funny story. I won't make it long.
Oh,
no. The person that brought him into this industry... Well, I'm sorry. Into this organization... is sitting right next to me at a bar, and we're having a drink, and this is a networking opportunity for me. I'm new into ASCC. I really don't know anyone, and we're at a bar. I think we're in Grand Rapids, if I'm not, or Kansas City maybe. I don't know, one of those. And this gentleman with the cowboy
Grand
hat
Rapids, yes,
is sitting right next to me, and I'm saying, okay, well, what do you do for this industry? What are you doing in this industry? And he didn't make me feel like a jackass. I'll just say that. He was very humble about his answers. Kind of told me his history. Told me what his wife does in the industry. Told me what his family does in this industry. And at the end of the day, I didn't know who I was sitting next to. And I'll say his name.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Byron.
Just by what you said, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, right. Absolutely, 100%. And here's the thing to that story. So, first of all, he gets credit for me joining ASCC, but he's not the initial reason.
Okay, that's fair.
And I let him. I'm sure he's going to listen to this. Who knows? I love the man. I love Byron. It wasn't that he was the initial guy. It was that he was running a $100 million decorative concrete company. Okay, so let's think about the people that are listening to this and go, how much does your company do? 200,000, 500,000, million, 3 million, 100 million.
Yeah.
And he takes the time to talk to me for 45 minutes in the middle of the day. There's no way he has that time. And he did it twice to get me to say yes. And I was already going to say yes. It was all timing. He didn't know that. But at the same time, why would I say no to talking to someone who's running a corporation that big and could show me how to make money and how to run a business? Like, what more influence, what more positive role model could you ask for?
Absolutely.
And of course I'm going to give him those accolades, and of course I'm going to say you're the reason. But in all reality, to be honest with you, it was Bent.
Really?
The original person that said, this is something I think you should join because you're going to make change. Bent Mickelson said, join ASCC because they need their feathers ruffled. And I think that you could do a good job of that. I did.
I like that.
And then I
recall
another
him
guy
that at dinner.
who what or
No, Bent.
Bent said that.
Yeah, he
and
told me
another guy, because when I did what he was saying, I went to World of Concrete and I did my first demonstration, and I was right next to the DCC booth, and I was doing this giant coil and I was doing this insane project, and they had nothing to do, so they're just watching me the entire time. And they're all like, let me show you something. Like, come with us. And I was like, what are you talking about? And they took me to my first DCC Awards night. And they
Nice.
were like, this is what the industry is doing right now. And I'm like, this is terrible. I could totally destroy all of them. And they're like, that's my point.
You just made a story even better. I'm just telling you.
Seriously.
Right now.
And
I'm just telling you.
I was like, this is ridiculous. I can destroy all these guys. And the next year I entered and I won. And the next year I entered and I won. And I went on a rampage of winning because no one had ever seen anything like what I was doing at that time. Then Byron comes into that right after that and is the final straw to go, look, man, we love you. We want you to be a part of this. What's it going to take? So he gets the credit because he's the man, deserves to be the man, and he's the one that was the final straw to go, what is it going to take for you to realize that this is something bigger than you in a good way?
Imagine if he didn't do that, where would we be at today?
I still would have been a member, and we wouldn't have him as that person.
Right, but, I mean, you have all these people like Bent telling you to ruffle feathers, change our industry, impact our industry for the better. I mean, imagine the people that that look at you in the same form or fashion, and where are they going, and what are they trying to do in this industry? Imagine where we're going to be 10 years from now,
right,
when it does shift, it does change. And so that's really neat. I'm glad you shared that with me, because I recall my first ASCC, and you're like, I want you to look at these awards and take a look at, what's being put out, and you asked me, what do you think? I was like, man, I don't want to say what I really said, but, I said my new guys can do that, and so that shares a different aspect of that conversation, is because it happened to you, and
right.
So that was neat. That was neat. And it's not to say that my new guys can. It's just to say that, it was like mediocre in a sense of like design, not in the concept of the actual job, but that it can be taken to another level, right? It's not to say that they did a horrible job or they didn't do a great job. It's just to say that the industry deserves better.
Absolutely. And,
So-
and that's why it meant so much to me that these people took the time to like show this to me. It wasn't, it's not one person, it's a community. It's the point to all of this.
Absolutely.
And with everything we're talking about with the awards, I mean, because it's because of the awards that I was like, oh, I need to show the world more. That's all it is. I just need to show the world more. Not that I was the best or the only or whatever. It was, you don't even know what you can do with this material. You really don't.
Well, it kind of falls back to that same question you had asked us earlier. Right? Let me be real for a second. Does it?
Oh, you want to go there?
Here we go
Right
again.
or no? I mean,
Timmy?
Here we
does
go
it?
again.
It does. It really does. It's a good idea.
Okay. Ask yourselves, ladies and germs, as you look at your career and you pay attention to everything that you've ever done and everything you're going to do, ask yourself 2 questions, and there's only one answer.
Is that
And
3
my-
answers or what?
My
2
answer
questions.
My answer is the right one.
You're wrong. Would you rather see a good idea done bad or a bad idea done good? Now, again, I'm going to
that's a
preemptively remind everybody that I have a master's in painting. This comes from my education. This comes from my world of looking at artwork, looking at everything from a high level of creativity. But it makes sense to everything. It doesn't matter if it's music, movies, concrete, paintings, the chandelier in your dining room. Everything has a critique. Would you rather see a good idea done bad or a bad idea done good? There's only one answer. And they disagree with me, which is the point to the that's the whole point. Because it brings that conversation up, because you have to really dig in to defend yourself, and he is completely wrong.
Go ahead, Jeff.
No matter what Rick says in his trick question,
It is a trick question.
I would still always rather see, because he asked me, what would you rather see? And I would rather see a bad idea done good than a good idea done bad.
But
every day of the week, I would rather see great execution on a bad idea than poor execution
But it
on a good
still
idea.
could look like crap because
That's all.
of it.
That's it. That's all I got to say.
All right, all right. Before we even go farther, I'm gonna throw this out there at you. You're not gonna like where I'm gonna. This is a curveball.
I don't like a lot of things about what you say, but that's okay.
I'm gonna throw a curveball
That's
at
okay.
you. All right. So, I hate to say this, but
Oh, God,
Do it.
dude.
Do it.
this is
The
the right
internet
place,
wants
right
it.
time
They
to do
want it.
this.
Okay.
And I got music in the background that I'm enjoying, and I'm gonna turn it up just because of it. Okay.
I think it's about that time.
And
for
I
another
also
drink.
said that
Yeah.
we would be done by the time this was
Oh,
done.
yeah,
and
you're
boy,
gonna have to go.
we're-
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah. All right. We are close. If you hadn't brought this question up, we
there
would have been
are
done.
others back
You
here, but
chose
they're
to be
all-
done.
They're also.
We could have been
empty.
done if you
They're all
hadn't
empty.
brought this up.
Okay.
You guys brought this
I
up.
didn't bring it up. Chris
Hey,
brought it
well,
up.
you
I
know,
didn't
it was
bring
a
up.
great
I didn't
great
bring it up.
moment, and I wanted to live in it.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
You guys sell a 4 to 6 foot compass rose mosaic stamp,
Sure.
and the world right now is loving them. And I'm not saying anything negative about that. It's awesome. Like I'm not gonna give you shit about your stamp or anything crazy like that. But my point is, from a design point of view, scale is everything. And we talk about this all the time. That's why we do the class. That's the whole point to my entire philosophy is I can do anything at any scale for any reason. It has to fit the space. If you're stuck with the size of a stamp, you're stuck with the size of the stamp, and it affects everything you do from a design point of view. Okay? So, your stamp might be a great idea, but I'm seeing it done bad all over the place.
I would not.
He can't comment on that.
No, I know.
I can't comment
But-
on that.
But you see what
So,
what I'm trying to say,
are
because they're putting them in spaces and going arbitrarily. Well, this could go right here because I've got this stamp, so I'm going to put it right here.
And I would say the same thing about fire pits. I would say the
Oh,
same thing.
100%.
I would say the same thing about.
I'm
a lot
just
of things.
using this as a new news, a recent moment.
Yep.
And again, I I want to make it very clear. I'm not talking shit about the stamp. It's badass.
Sure.
And it has its moments to use. But I'm seeing it used not good ways.
Yeah, and I mean, that's any tool that you make, it's in the hands
end
of
user.
the end
100%.
user.
That's why I said it that way. But I wanted to see
that
your...
it's absolutely awesome what everybody's doing out there, and I love it. Love seeing all of it. I'm not disagreeing with everything that Rick just said.
I'm sorry.
I told you this was going to be a setup. I warned you.
You know that I'm never going to live up a moment to say thanks, guys, thanks. But yes, I agree with what you're saying. I get it. I get it. I get it.
All right, so
it doesn't
everybody
matter.
out there that has
matter.
a stamp, use it when you get to, no question whatsoever.
Anybody who has ever made any stamp or any tool ever, you've seen good and you've seen bad, and then you've seen really good used in bad ways. And it is what it is.
That was a perfect way to explain.
It is what it is.
A great idea that keeps getting done not so.
Yeah, but you know what else? Sometimes you see it. Not so good tool that gets used in just exceptional
I know that's
ways.
why I use this as one example. I'm not saying
and I love that more than anything in the world.
So, for the record, November, second week in November.
Yes. Jeez, I drew a big blank. Second or third?
Seriously?
It's got to be second. It's got to be second.
I'm confused.
If you want to know how to draw a compass rose at any scale whatsoever for any reason.
Without any stamp at all.
Without any stamp whatsoever.
And you can put it anywhere you want on the
no
slab,
rules,
even right next to the edge.
Seamless texture, the whole thing.
Do whatever you want
whatever
to it.
size you want to.
No big deal.
Come to the class.
From a person that's taken the class, we utilize it quite a bit. Even while we're here, my team was back in Dallas doing an engraved stained concrete. So
yep.
It's very, very good tool to add to your tool belt. Definitely get with the Decorative and Rick Lobdell to join that class, and don't miss that opportunity. I know probably next year we'll be bringing my whole team out there to do another training. So
in the meantime,
yes, and I hate to make Rick's fedora into a 10-gallon Stetson, but
I can't wait for this.
I will say that myself personally, when it comes to laying out just simple tile patterns, simple ashlar patterns, I use this stuff, and I never knew this before we started doing the class, and I use it a lot now.
Smash,
and so
baby.
Even just a very simple basic saw patterns on stamped concrete, it really, really does make a lot of sense after you've seen what Rick has to say about this.
absolutely.
I'm not here to scare you and show you why I'm so badass. I'm here to show you how you can succeed on so many levels in this industry that people don't realize.
Yeah, and even if it's not,
it goes into everything you do.
Even if it's not to do something super crazy.
That's my point. That's why I say it that way.
Yep.
It opens your mind up to so many different directions on and being confident in design as a whole.
And not even just in decorative concrete. I use these techniques, but even just the theories in just everyday carpentry.
Well, it's the same thing that Brett Bennett said too. Like he uses it in everything he does in concrete, across the board. The mathematics,
even in carpentry.
The simplistic. It's basic stuff. It is not. We joke all the time about my background and how I have this large math background. But I don't. I really don't. I'm not that smart. That's my wife. She's the super genius kind of person, the molecular biologist, the person that's done all the math in the world. I'm not that way. I just want you to realize that there's so much more out there that you can do, and don't be scared of it. It's really all it is.
No, it's
pushing
ton
the
of
envelope.
fun. Yeah, ton of fun, pushing the envelope, and you'll learn stuff that you'll use every day, no matter what you do.
And I'm slowly not becoming the fastest in the world because I'm getting older.
Oh boy, I cannot believe that I just heard.
It's I'm still gonna blow your mind, but I don't know if I'm the fastest anymore.
So who is now?
I don't know. That's not for me to decide.
We need to determine the fastest.
I have brought that
We
up to
need-
you multiple times.
I know you have. And it's my fault, but let's make that happen.
I think Jason Q-Line is pretty quick.
No, not a chance in hell.
Oh,
My
boy,
buddy Jason, Michigan.
I was ready to see where this one headed. But
I will flat out tell you that it will be a sloppy finish, even if he's fast.
Hey, you
And-
know
and
what,
I have
Jason? We got
learned a
nothing
lot.
but love for you, brother.
I
We
have
love
learned
it.
a lot just with an
100%.
angle
We love it,
grinder.
man.
Just when it comes to running an angle grinder, I have learned a lot from Rick in the class over the last few years.
Rick makes me nervous when I
Nervous?
have the grinder in my hand. Like on
tune
my
him
job
out, man.
sites,
Tune him
no
out.
problem.
Tune him out.
But when
Tune
I
him
start moving, he's like, "Oh, look, there he goes, there he goes."
You see these things right here? Put them on. Talk to the hand.
You know what I'm saying?
Frickin' go.
Like if I had that,
Well, yeah,
that
I know
black,
exactly what you're
whatever
saying.
That is, if I just put that in front of him, I think I'd be
Yeah.
good.
Yep.
But no, in all seriousness, it does enable us to be a little bit more creative.
And it also keeps in the back, to your point, in the back of your head all the time to make sure that you do the best you can.
Yeah,
You don't slack off after this class. You do better.
absolutely.
And there's
Well, you're
something to be said
conscious
about
about
that.
your. About
That's
your
why I'm saying
moves.
that, right? You're conscious
about everything.
the details are insane. I mean, number one thing I teach you is basic math. Number two is how
They're
to
gonna
use a
have to
brush.
learn that in the class.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Number two is basic how to use a brush. Once you understand,
Another one that I use all the time.
and before we started doing this class,
Yep, I was doing
you,
this.
Jason, and I talked many a
Yep.
times about masking everything off and always spraying it.
Which sometimes isn't a bad idea, depending.
I didn't say that.
Depending, but yeah.
Correct.
Yep.
But the efficiency behind doing
Sure.
it this way.
I try to talk to my team about doing the brushing, the method, how you expect us to brush, because I seen one of my guys, Louis, brushing
Doing-
like this.
doing this.
I was like, dude, I'm gonna have to stop you. You're
It
gonna
goes
have to
from the
quit,
shoulder
'cause
and your
you're-
whole
you're
arm.
You're making me uncomfortable.
It's your shoulder moving, not the
I can
rest of
see
your arm.
Rick watching you, watching me watch you. No, but
Yeah.
the technique, it does add to a level of, not custom, but perfecting our finish.
But it comes back around to, again, why we're here this week.
Sure.
Because this is the conversations we have with everybody here. This is where you become better at what you do. Even for someone like me, I still do need people to remind me how I can do things better too. I don't have all the answers. As much as I act like I do, as much as that, big ass hat walks around wherever I go, I really do still need to learn all the time. And this organization has done an incredible job of putting me in my place in a positive way and reminding me I don't know everything.
Well, from epoxy guys to ASCC, we appreciate the opportunity to even present such a opportunity for such a small business. We've done nothing but appreciated every opportunity here with the team, with the DCC, and the ASCC as a whole. And we look forward to what's to come in the future. We look forward to bringing in the new era of decorative concrete.
Absolutely. And from Decorative, from myself, thanks always for everything. We've been friends for a long time.
Long time.
Can't wait to keep it going.
100%.
Crete life, fool.
In fact, I can't wait to see what we do I can't wait at all to see what we do at the Deco-Crete show in Canton, Ohio, at the Football Hall of Fame. I hope you join us there. I hope we see you there. Come say hi.